Here we are, happy Thanksgiving for 2023, and we're looking at the cars. I'm in Greensboro at the moment, and I'm here at my fiance's house, and we're gonna take a quick look at some of the cars. First car I'll look at her car actually, which is a 2014 Ford Focus, and it's in the back here. This is it. It's a decent little car. I don't mind driving it, obviously, as every Ford Focus of this generation has. It's had transmission issues. I think it's on its second transmission and its third clutch pack, or third or fourth clutch pack, which it's all been covered by warranty, but you know, the day this thing's out of transmission warranty, it's gone. But it's been a pretty good little car for what it is. It's missing some weather stripping here on the side, but it's in pretty good shape. And this is the titanium, so it's top of the line. It has you know, like smart key access and leather seats and all of that, so kind of it's a bit of a mess in here as always. But this car has 118,712 miles, which is quite a lot for a Focus of this generation. And there's the power shift transmission, the wonderful power shift that keeps having problems. And this car does jerk when you go off from a stop. It'll shudder quite a lot, so it definitely you know, the transmission is definitely a little problematic. But anyway, we'll start this one up, and it has smart key because it's the titanium, so just put your foot on the brake and hit the start button. And that 2-litre 4-cylinder engine roars up. The engines on these are actually really reliable. They're brilliant engines. It's just the transmissions that are hopeless. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this car because once we get married next year, this will be coming to our house that we'll be living in together. This little screen up here, I don't know how it broke. I was washing it with something and I think maybe I messed it up, but you can still see it has 118,712 miles. Got the touch screen, it's got heated seats and everything, so it's been a good little car for sure. I should have shown this one last year, but I didn't actually get around to it. And if we look under the hood, yeah, the hood latch is down here. It's a bit different to what I'm used to in the Toyotas. Go up here and I'll show you under the hood. This car has a funny hood latch. There it is. It's got a prop rod that I need to put up. And here is the 2-litre engine. 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. Pro makes around 150-ish horsepower. It's a good engine, as I said. It's just the transmissions on these that are not too good. But this car's been doing quite well this year. Hasn't really had any major problems, which is good. Transmission, it hasn't had a transmission in it for a year or two, so it's been going pretty good. But it's a nice little car, and you can see from the back there, it's been doing quite well. So I think this one will be staying around for a little while, provided we don't have to pay for a transmission, because once we have to pay for a transmission, this thing's gone. So, but no, it's a good little car. I like it. Now the next car I'll go and show you is my personal car that I drive every day, which is the 2010 Camry. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to have this car, honestly. It's started burning a little bit of oil in the piston rings, and it's not, you know, horrible or anything, but you know, it does require a quart probably every 1,000 miles, maybe every 1,500 miles. So it burns a little bit, but you know, not enough to get rid of it at this point or anything. But you know, now that I've got a good job, and once I get into a house next year, which I'm hoping to do, this is probably going to be the time to sort of trade up from this one. But it's nice and clean, and it looks very good as always. So we'll go on and check the miles. This one was right around 199,000 last year when I did this, and now it has 214,426. So I've done about 16,000 miles this year, which isn't too bad. It went up to New York once during the year, and I think that was about the biggest trip it did this year. So it did that in January, but we'll start it up. There it goes. Starts up as always. This car runs nice and smooth. The AC in this car is really pretty hopeless. I think it's got an evaporator core issue. So, you know, I don't want to pay all the labor to get that fixed at this point, so I have to keep topping it up with, you know, AC recharge cans during the summer, and even then it doesn't really work so great. I personally can live with it, it's not that big of a deal, but when I have other people who need a ride in this car, that's really when, you know, I hear the most complaints about it. So that's another reason, is, you know, that plus the oil burning. That's sort of why I would look into getting another car next year potentially. But for now, this car, you know, drives pretty well. Had 0 issues this year. I daily drive it to work, so it's been going very well and still nice and clean inside. So I like driving this car. It's been good, and we'll look under the hood. So it's just the basic LE with the 2.5 litre. There it is, 2.5 litre 4-cylinder. It's about 169 horsepower. It's a good little engine, apart from the fact that yes, they do sometimes burn oil as they get higher mileage, but you know, is what it is. But I like this car. I'll probably keep it running. Might have a new one this time next year, might not. I'll probably still have it, but apart from that, it's been going quite well. And we can shut this one off with the key. Take a look at the back. There it is. And to continue the video, now that that's out of the way, we're going to get into the high mileage Sienna and this Ford in a minute. But I always said there would be a replacement coming for the Avalon, and you know, it was a couple of years delayed, but it's actually here now, and we got rid of the Avalon this year. What happened was it was driving on the interstate, and it threw like a check engine light and an ABS light and all sorts of stuff, and I think there's an oil leak issue with an oil line in those early 2G RFEs, and I don't think it ever got solved in that car. And so we took it to Toyota, and they're like, yeah, the engine's, you know, it's all right, but it'll be on the way out soon. And we're just like, that thing's worth nothing, get rid of it while it runs and get something for it. So we got rid of the Avalon, and we always were going to get rid of it. It was old and kind of getting beat up, and we've replaced it with this beautiful car, a 2024 Genesis GV80. So quite a step up, and it's the 3.5 litre Prestige model. So it's got the 3.5 litre twin turbo. So here's the key for it. It's got folding mirrors and everything like that. And we'll go on the front first and have a bit of a look. As you can see, so it's blue on the outside, and it's got this beige cream interior, which is beautiful with these Napa leather seats. And I'll have a look and start it up. It's got a 3D gauge cluster, so that's pretty cool. And when I start it up, so obviously got push start. My dad had the radio on, so this is now my dad's daily driver that he drives around everywhere. And we'll turn that automatic start off. But this is the 3D gauge cluster. This car has 4,217 miles, and we got it in late July, I believe. So I've had it for a couple of months now, in about 4 months, and yeah, it's been going pretty good so far. The fuel economy is definitely not too great. They say that, you know, premium in this car, but what Hyundai says is the minimum is actually regular gas. So we actually put 87 octane regular gas in here, and the dealer we bought this from said that that was totally fine. That's what they put in them anyway. So we'll do that, and it's been running good so far. But here is the steering wheel. It's got that weird steering wheel, but I don't mind it. It's quite nice. And on the side, It does come with the Ergo Motion massaging driver seat, so you can do pelvis, waist, whole body massage, everything like that. It's got heated and cooled seats in the front and the back. It's got, you know, 3D cameras. Hyundai makes really good 3D cameras, much better than our Camry does. And it's got all of this. Here's the seats. It's got the suede headliner on the roof, and we can get in. Sorry about that, we just had an interruption. My dad needed to get something out of this car, but don't believe the window sticker's in it at the moment, but I'll fetch that out when I get home, and we can have a look at it. The MSRP on this was about $79,500, I think, so it's definitely the most expensive car we've ever had, but you know, it's been pretty nice to have it around for sure. And the gauges change as sport gauges, comfort, eco, it changes again, snow mode, and then custom is really just you can change what you want, but we like driving it in comfort. Usually it's been pretty good. As you can see, we're getting about 20 miles a gallon now. That's having this car been on the highway for 2 hours, so you know, gas mileage isn't wonderful, but we can take a look under the hood here quickly, and I'll pull that out. This car does have the automatic folding mirrors, as I mentioned, which is quite nice. They do that when you lock the car. As you can see, it's really beautiful. It's getting dark out here now. So here is the engine. 3.5 litre twin turbo V6, makes 375 horsepower. So I mean, you know, that sounds like a lot, but in this car, you know, 0 to 60 probably about 5.5-6 seconds, so it's quick. But you know, this car weighs so much that it doesn't make too much of a difference. It's got 22-inch rims on it, which are massive rims. Not looking forward to having to put tires on this thing. It's going to be a little more than the 17s in the Avalon, but we definitely like it. Obviously this car's had no problems yet because it's brand new, so we would expect it not to. I'll shut the hood up here. We can go and look in the rest of the car. I'm doing a little more detail because this is a new car, but here's the back. So with the Prestige model, it only comes with 5 seats, so there's no rear seats in this model. I'll go to the other side. We can take a look at the trunk quickly. So there's Genesis, GV80, 3.5, and all the V6 models come with all-wheel drive. So this is an all-wheel drive model. It's got a power lifting trunk. As you can see, decent trunk room. I mentioned there are no 7 seats in the Prestige models, so we just have 5, which for us, we really don't care about at all. We would never use the 7 seats, they'd be down, so it kind of worked out that this model we wanted to buy didn't have any. There goes the trunk. Now we'll get into the what I like most about this car, which is the rear seat. Now in the Avalon we had a pretty nice rear seat, but this takes it up another notch. First thing we have is pull up on the window switch. Maybe I need to shut the door. Let's hop in. First thing, pull up on the window switch. Let's see, why isn't this working? Perhaps the windows are locked at the moment, but we'll get back to that in a minute. On the back here, firstly, it's got 3-stage heated seats, 3-stage cooled seats. It's got climate control and everything. And the other thing this car does is push this button here on the side, and it will throw the seats into relax mode. So they have their own power adjustments here. You can recline the seats back. You can turn on lights. Up here it has mirrors for you to look in. All sorts of things. You can throw it in and out of relax mode where the back seats are reclined. You can also use this button on the side here to move the seat forward and back. So the amount of luxury that they've managed to put into this car is quite crazy if you if you ask me. But so there's the front of it, and we hope to have this car for, you know, many years to come. I'm sure it's a good replacement for the Avalon, so you know, we're looking forward to it quite a lot. And I'll get back in a second when I figure out how to work these locks. So here we are back in the Genesis again, and I figured out that we somehow had these child locks which also lock the back windows activated, so that's wonderful. I forgot to mention 2-person memory. I would have expected more than 2-person of a car of this caliber, but anyways, but wherever you look here, it's just soft leather. It's leather on the dash. It's suede on the headliner. It's leather up here. It's leather here. It's leather there. It's even this panel down here with the speakers is leather, stitched leather. So, I mean, this car is just, you know, very, very nice. And my dad is quite pleased with himself to be enjoying it. But we'll go into the back and look at the sunshades now. So when you go into the back and you press up on the windows, there go the sunshades. So it has power sunshades, which is really awesome. And if you go like that, press this button, it puts the cars into, takes it in and out of relax mode. So that's pretty nice. And the other thing, it has soft closed doors. So if I close the door like this, where it doesn't go all the way, as you can see there, car automatically closes them. So it's been a pretty nice upgrade from the pretty nice upgrade to this vehicle. But that about wraps it up for the Genesis. Hopefully you're going to see this car in many more videos to come, but as of right now, we are thoroughly enjoying it. I'll give it a bit of a rev. There you go. All right, see you in the next one. Back here for round 2 of the startups, and I'm gonna quickly take a look at the 2013 Ford Edge SEL with a 3.5 liter. So this is a pretty good car. It's been pretty reliable, and the only thing that's known to go wrong in these is water pumps, but there's been no issue with water pumps. SEL, it comes just with a regular startup key. Unfortunately, the battery in this spare one is dead, but it's fine. So when we hop in here, take a look. It's got some seat covers on at the moment, but it's got you know, a beige leather interior. When we look in here, you put the key, insert the key, and then as with Ford keys, just one click and it starts it right up. Has 199,699 miles, so it's right about to cross 200,000 miles. This thing has been pretty much bulletproof reliable. One final video is the 2013 Toyota Sienna. It's been doing very well this year, absolutely 0 problems, apart from changing the oil and brakes. That's literally all this car needs. Unlock it, it's the XLE model. It's got power doors. We can see the keys on this one. It has a remote and a turn key, so we can put this on ignition and start it up. It has 347,116 miles. This one's been sitting all night, starts right up as always. Beautiful car. I think it needs an oil change, but that's all right. This car's always seems to be overdue for an oil change, but nothing ever goes wrong with it. So it's doing great as always. There's the 6-speed automatic. That shifts like a dream. Nothing ever goes wrong with this car. It's incredible. Then let's look under the hood quickly. The hood latch is here in this one. Here it is, the 2G RFE. Very dirty, but this car runs like an absolute clock. Then in the back seats, power doors, all of that still works. And it's a bit of a mess at the moment, but yeah, seats are still in good condition. Everything still runs perfect. So this is a Beautiful car. One that, there you go, 347,116 is the mileage for this year in the Sienna. We can shut this one off with a key. There it goes. And for a final version of the startups, there's my 2010 Camry back from Greensboro. Here is the 2024 Genesis, also back from Greensboro. And here is the 2020 Camry, which was left here in the garage. Has been out in the rain a little bit earlier, but we'll go ahead and start this one up. This car has had a lot of miles taken off it recently because my dad used to drive this long distance if he was going anywhere. In a lot of cases, so it was used by my mum, used by my family, and used by my dad for long distance, whereas now my dad will use the Genesis for all of those miles since the summer. So the miles have gone off of this quite a lot recently, but it still had a decent amount on them. As you can see, it's got 54,242 miles. And this is the XLE, so we have the push button start with the 2.5 litre. There it goes. Starts up. 54,242. This car's had no problems this year. The 8-speed is a little weird. I remember I was driving this over the summer and the 8-speed sounded quite strange. It was like jerking and made a weird clunk, but I think it was just something, you know, a little odd with it. But nice to have the heated seats, and as you can see, we've been getting 27.9 with this 2.5, which, you know, is all right, not wonderful, but a lot of that's sitting and idling, so can't really blame the car. And there's the 3D camera. We'll put this into park. We'll take a look under the hood. It's a little sad that the Camrys are now going to be going to hybrid only as of the next generation, but so I'm glad we have this one with the regular 2.5. And there's the engine, the Dynamic Force 4-cylinder 2.5 litre. Had no problems with this car this year. We did put a new set of tyres on it. I believe we put new tyres on it earlier this year. But apart from that, it's been going good. I'm going to be daily driving this car for a couple of months. My parents are going back to New Zealand for a few months in about a week or two here. So I'll be parking my old Camry up in the garage and driving this around. Because I've got a couple long distance trips, and it's also nice to have heated seats in the morning in a newer car, so I'll be driving this for the next couple of weeks while they're away. But apart from that, nothing to report on this car. All is going well. The back seats are still in good condition. The front seats, everything's still going well, so not much to report on this car. We can shut it off. There it is. So now that we've seen this car, that about wraps up the videos for this year's Thanksgiving. Hopefully you all got to enjoy seeing our new Genesis GV80, which goes in this old spot that the Avalon did. So it's been a quite a nice replacement to have around for sure, and I always enjoy looking at it. And there's goodbye to the Camry parked out on the street. So thanks for watching.